everyone! So I really want to bring an organization to everyone's attention. If you guys have never heard about them, they are called the Bull Terrier Rescue Mission Incorporated. They are a non-profit, all-volunteer, foster-based program that works all over the United States. And they work very closely with other rescues and shelters to take bull terriers who are in really bad situations, rehab them, and get them into better situations, lifelong homes. Now, because this is a non-profit, they really do work off of the donations of people. They really do a lot of good in the bull terrier community in helping dogs, and if you are interested in helping, I want you guys to check the link out in the description. If you are able to donate anything, that would be really awesome. If you really want to help out some bull terriers in need, or if you feel like you would be a great volunteer or a great home to foster a bull terrier, or maybe you're looking to add, definitely check them out, see what dogs they have available, see if you can be of help. I know that they really need a lot of people to help, whether it be people who are willing to take in dogs, or even if you can just, go pick up a dog and help transport it to where it needs to go. That's very, very helpful as well. Share their website, share their pages, give them a shout out when you can on your social media. That would be honestly amazing. So if you guys want to check them out, I definitely encourage it. Information is in the description box below. That can go to their Facebook page and their website and all of that. So thanks you guys for checking them out if you get a chance. Thank you to anybody who feels like they're able to donate. Even a couple dollars helps really. Or anybody that wants to get involved and reach out to them just to help offer your services. That's also greatly appreciated. Yeah, like I said, they're a really awesome organization. Check them out. And yeah, let's get started. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Kimberly and my channel is all about bull terriers because I am certifiably obsessed with bull terriers. Anyways, today's video I wanted to talk a little bit about rescuing a bull terrier or a bull terrier mix, because a lot of my videos are kind of geared a little bit towards puppies, mostly because I got a puppy within the last year, so I kind of wanted to balance that out a little. The reason I kind of wanted to balance that out a little is because not everybody gets puppies, duh. But not only that, this is kind of a video to kind of in memoriam, because a bull terrier that I got out of a very bad situation a couple years ago, I was able to find her a really awesome home, and I kept in close contact with this awesome home, and she recently passed away, unfortunately, but she had a wonderful long life. And the beautiful thing was the majority of her life was actually spent in a really wonderful place. So even though her life started out in not the greatest situation, she was able to spend the majority of her life with the absolute perfect family in the perfect home, and it was just absolutely wonderful to see that through. So this video is kind of dedicated to her, and I hope that anybody watching who is interested in getting a rescue bull terrier, or maybe you are planning on getting a rescue, or maybe you've already brought a rescue home, either way, this video hopefully is for you. So the thing with rescue dogs is, the thing is a lot of people tend to get a rescue or, adopt an older bull terrier, or even, a younger one. A lot of times people bring adult dogs into their home, and they kind of have this idea that there's not going to be any more work involved. I see some people who think that, well, this dog is an adult, they're potty trained, you know, they've had their training, their obedience and all this stuff, so my job is pretty much, I just get a dog. And that's kind of the case, but kind of not. Because when you bring in a dog, no matter the age of the dog, when you bring them into your house, there is a bit of a learning curve there for both of you. So even though this dog is potty trained and has gone through obedience and potty training, this is a new environment for them. And you're a new person. And with every new person that they come in contact with, just like with every new dog you come in contact with, there's a learning curve on learning each other's languages and learning how to communicate with each other. So when you get a rescue dog, that dog is learning how to communicate with you. Because, well, I mean, just as you are learning to communicate with them, you don't know this dog's personal set of body language. You don't know this dog's personal quirks yet. You don't know this personal dog's personality through and through. So you're learning about them as much as they're learning about you. And I see people who, again, taking potty training for example, this dog not only has to learn where to go in order to ask to be let out, but also how to alert you. So, for example, if somebody were to come into my house or if my dogs were to go into somebody else's house, one of my dogs can be super subtle when he asks to go potty, and another one is very vocal about it. So this new dog might be really subtle, or they might be very obvious. And that can actually change, because if a dog is a little bit nervous and lacks confidence when they first come in, they might be a little more subtle about trying to let you know, as opposed to later on down the road when they're very obvious and vocal about it. So when you bring in a new rescue, my best advice is to kind of treat them a little bit like it is a new puppy. You definitely are not going to have the same trouble probably that you did with, or that you would with a puppy, as far as the amount of time it takes for them to learn. But definitely be prepared to have some slip-ups. Definitely be prepared to have some accidents in your house. Definitely be prepared for maybe a couple pieces of chewed up furniture, a chewed up shoe, something like that. Just be prepared, and definitely be patient when you bring in a rescue dog, or, you know, an adult dog, an older dog. Just because it's not that they're purposely being naughty, or that they're like, I don't care. It's that they're learning in your house as much as you're learning having them in your house. So you definitely have to be patient with them, and they'll learn to be patient with you. So when you bring in an adult dog, your best bet is to just take potty training as if it was a puppy, as if this dog has never been potty trained before. Use a lot of positive, praise. Use rewards, let them out very often, kind of show them where to go in and out, because if you're in a new place, you might not know where to go in and out at, and that in itself can take time to understand. So show them by let them out every couple of hours like you would a puppy, and give them a chance. Wait for them, praise them when they go. You know, if your new rescue does chew on something, you know, don't be quick to, you know, be upset or angry at them. Just do like you would with a puppy, and just redirect. If they chew on a shoe, just, you know, take the shoe away, exchange it for something that they can have. Because this is all a learning curve for them too. Even though they're adults and they've had some basic understanding, this is all still new. Not every shoe smells exactly the same. They may look the same, they may have a bit of the same scent, but they're definitely not going to smell the same. When you bring in a rescue, or, you know, any adult dog, that dog doesn't necessarily have to have came from a sketchy background or an abusive or bad situation for them to lack confidence, for them to be nervous, for them to, you know, be overwhelmed, overstimulated. So my advice is, before you bring a dog in, make sure that you have a place that is theirs, that is a safe space. So a space that's quiet, out of the way, maybe in another bedroom, maybe it's a crate, maybe it's, you know, a nice comfy bed and somewhere in a guest room or behind the couch, just somewhere that they can go to escape everything that they can just have for themselves. So imagine if you went in somewhere new, how nice it would be to have somewhere comforting that's just for you, that you can, you know, step away from everything that's going on and just give them a chance to get comfortable with their surroundings, because dogs can definitely get overstimulated and that can make them anxious and nervous when they're in new places or new situations. So your safe space for your dog should definitely, if you have children, make sure that the kids and other animals don't bother them when they're in the safe space. Let your kids know that, hey, when the dog goes to this area, we're not gonna, we're not going to lure them to come play with us. We're not going to, you know, go and invade their personal space by cuddling them or hugging them or, you know, trying to be like, come on, come here. Unless you really need something from them. This is their area to get away from things. And this is their area that when they start to feel overwhelmed, they can learn to go and just be, because they'll understand that if I go here, I need a timeout. And then when you see them go there, you'll know, okay, they're getting a bit overwhelmed and they need a timeout away from everything. And just let them come out on their own, unless it's something extremely important. So like I said, learning to communicate. This is something that you definitely need to take slowly. And this is something for both of you and everybody in your family. Is a new adult dog coming in is learning about you the same way you're learning about them. So your communication style, their communication style, this is a learning curve, learning to read them and what works for them and how they communicate with you. Some dogs are super, you know, easygoing and chill, and they'll start, you know, trying to communicate with you right away. Others may be a little bit, you know, standoffish because they feel more comfortable just taking it easy and kind of observing you before they try to communicate with you in the ways that they know how, or maybe they even change how they communicate with you based on what they see. So definitely take your time on that. And a lot of people think, well, this new dog has been here for a month, there's no reason for them to not trust me. But there is. They still don't fully understand you, and they still don't fully know how to read you in every situation. So like when you get angry, or if your voice, you know, if you start talking loud, if you start laughing loud, if strangers come and you are interacting with strangers, if you know, maybe grumble or drop something and say, oh, this is all things that your dog is learning what the consequence of that is, if it's directed at them or not. If you have a dog that lacks confidence, sometimes it can take a year before they fully feel confident. Another thing that I think is a really good idea for any new dog coming in, be it a puppy or a rescue, is privilege. And this kind of goes with creating positive habits. So for some adult dogs coming in, or some rescue dogs coming in, sometimes it actually is more helpful to not allow full access to everywhere in your home or everything right off the bat. Maybe hold off on letting them explore your kitchen or your bedroom until they start to come out of their shell a little bit. And that just kind of keeps their world a little smaller, so that they can feel comfortable faster. So if you have a dog who is kind of shy and nervous, keeping their world small to begin with can be extremely helpful for them because it's not so overwhelming. It's a smaller space that they can get more comfortable with, and they can ease into the rest of your home the more that they feel comfortable and confident with everything. Because instead of bombarding them with your entire house and all new people and everything to begin with, you keep it small and then slowly go from there as they start to feel more comfortable and confident in everything. Personal space. This is something that is very important for both the new dog and the people in your home. When you bring home a puppy, it's a little bit different because puppies are generally clean slates. They are developing ideas about people and situations as they happen. When you bring in an older dog into your home, they may already have some experience with some certain situations. So they may have had a negative experience with people being in close proximity of them. They may have negative experience. Alright, I apologize, my battery died. Anyways, so the difference between when you bring home a puppy, putting them up to your face and being like, oh my god, you're so cute, and kissing them all over their faces, they're creating new, like this is a situation and they're creating opinions and based on what's happening now. So you're shaping their idea of having somebody in their face and hugging on them and loving them, and you're creating a positive experience for them in that moment. When you bring in an adult dog, these experiences may already have had a lot of these different experiences, and they may be negative ones. So one of the things that you definitely need to do when you bring in an adult dog or an older dog or a rescue dog, no matter where they came from, even if they came from a really good place, even if you're adopting an older dog from a rescue that came from somebody who loved them very much, I still highly advise that you give the dog extra personal space, that you don't get in their face, you don't, you don't push personal space and boundaries in that way. Not until you have had the dog for a while, maybe 1 or 2 months, maybe longer. Just kind of let the dog guide you into what they're comfortable with, just because if this dog's prior experiences with having people in their face has been negative in the past that you don't know about, that who you got the dog from didn't know about, because reputable rescues will do their absolute best. They will go above and beyond. However, they still don't know the history of this dog. They cannot tell you absolutely everything that has happened to this dog, as much as they would love to. They just can't. It's impossible. So be careful about you, your family members, your children, neighbors, anything like that. And that's not to say, oh my god, the dog's gonna attack. This is just because that's a personal thing. Imagine a stranger getting right in your face and just, squeezing your cheeks or whatever, as compared to somebody that you know personally and are very close with. There's a difference. You may feel super comfortable with your spouse squishing your cheeks and laughing than you would with a complete stranger doing that. So it's not a matter of the dog being aggressive. It's just a matter of the dog needs to trust in you. And trust can take time to build up. So definitely make sure that you give this dog and your family and your children and anyone who comes to see this dog just has personal boundaries, respects this dog's space, at least for a while. At least until the dog lets you know their comfort level. I hope that this has been helpful, and like I said, just give it time. Give it patience. Don't be too hard on a new adult dog for coming in and regressing a bit. Even if you have a new dog that comes in and it's perfectly perfect for the first month and then regresses on potty training a little bit or like destructive behavior a little bit. This is just the dog going from being shut down and nervous about doing anything to starting to feel comfortable. It's actually a good sign if you have a little bit of regression there, because that means the dog is starting to feel a bit comfortable. So just give it some time. And anyways, I hope you learned something. I hope if you are looking into adopting a dog that you find the absolute perfect family member for you. And I wish you the absolute best in the years to come. And please consider subscribing. And I guess I'll see you in another video.